It is THG News Today. Good morning. It's Thursday, 12th October. I am Mervyn Henley. The news this morning is brought to you with the kind of compliments and powered by Carl & Sons on St. Martin. Let us hear from Carl & Sons and we will be right back with the news.
Carl & Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are two locations, Cold Bay and on the Pondville. In Cold Bay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Pondville, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Cold Bay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you.
The Trinidad and Tobago Airline Pilots Association is facing decertification by the state, leading to pilots resigning from the union. The strained relationship between the union and the airline's management has caused 25 pilots to quit over the last 3 years, with 15 resigning in the past year alone. The union has denied taking strike action, but there have been calls for the airline's CEO and HR manager to resign. Caribbean Airlines Corporate Communications Manager has promised to provide more information on the resignations. According to a source, 15 pilots have resigned from Caribbean Airlines in the last year, and 25 others quit over the last 3 years, due to the strained relationship between Caribbean Airlines management and the union. According to the St. Vincent Times, the pilots are reportedly upset with Caribbean Airlines management over its failure to bring the collective agreement, which expired about 9 years ago, up to date. There have been calls for Caribbean Airlines CEO Gavin Madeira and Human Resource Manager Roger Berkeley to resign. Additionally, the state-owned airline has filed an industrial relations offense against the T&T Airline Pilots Association, which a source says will decertify the union if successful. The situation has caused frustration among the pilots, and there are more concerns that at least 60 more pilots are set to resign from Caribbean Airlines. Now news from Dominica. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has announced that over 150 million EC dollars has been invested into the geothermal project for Dominica thus far. He made the announcement while addressing the opening ceremony of a 2-day Geothermal Global Partners Conference, which took place at the State House Conference Center on Tuesday. Government has already completed the drilling of 2 additional geothermal wells, and in the coming months, it is anticipated that construction will commence on the 10-megawatt power plant in Lod, as well as the building of a new high-capacity transmission network. These latest developments and our incremental successes over the past decade are due in large measure to the generosity of our international partners, he said. Steadfast partners like you are an indispensable part of our process and success. The Prime Minister continued that over 55 million US dollars or 150 million EC dollars have been invested thus far in this project. According to him, most of this investment is in infrastructure. 45% of this cost has been shouldered by the government of Dominica, but significantly 55% of this funding has come in the form of infrastructure grants and technical assistance from partners. Infrastructure grants have been the key to our progress, Skerrit stated. Additionally, Prime Minister Skerrit said his government has observed that it is easier to secure technical assistance than these infrastructural grants, but without them, we probably would not be where we are today. He extended particular thanks to the European Union and the government of the French Republic for the early grants that helped his government to build its first 3 wells. Furthermore, he said today's conference is about extending the country's cooperation to take us over the finish line and to demonstrate to the region and the small island developing states around the globe that regardless of our size and limited capacity, we can take the lead in renewable energy development. Meanwhile, he stated that despite Dominica's vulnerabilities, the country can make major moves to transform our world, secure our economic futures, and reverse the worrying trends associated with climate change and energy security. In our particular case, we are confident that exploration of this readily available, reliable, clean, and safe energy option will further position Dominica to confront the effects of disaster and other economic shocks which plague our development, Skerrit indicated. He told those who have already contributed to continue their support for this venture and invite new partners to be part of this success story. Because we are fully confident it will be a success story, Skerrit said, certainly you will agree that we have come too far. The only way forward is to ensure that Dominica has the means and backing to forge ahead to the full commissioning of a geothermal energy plant in the Roseau Valley. And finally, in our news this morning, Loop News has reported that a concerned spike in dengue fever cases has swept across the Caribbean, prompting heightened vigilance and action from health authorities. Antigua and Barbuda in particular has reported a startling 22 cases of the disease, marking a significant increase. The Pan American Health Organization and the World Health Organization are calling for the efficient allocation of resources to combat the spread of the disease, emphasizing the importance of preventing and controlling mosquito infestations, both in affected areas and within healthcare services. Barbados in particular is grappling with an outbreak, with health officials revealing a staggering 518 cases recorded from January to September this year. This is a stark contrast to the 241 cases reported during the same period in 2020. Additionally, the Bahamas has reported 163 cases, accompanied by the tragic death of a 9-year-old boy. Montserrat has registered 2 cases, St. Kitts and Nevis 5 cases, St. Lucia 28 cases, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines 14 cases. Remarkably, Dominica remains the only Caribbean nation without reported cases. In response to this concerning trend, PAHO and the World Health Organization have urged regional countries to review and reinforce their preparedness and response plans. They emphasize the need for ongoing surveillance, early diagnosis, and prompt care for dengue and other cases to mitigate the potential for severe cases and fatality related to these diseases. With that, we've just concluded THG News today. It's a Thursday. Do join us again tomorrow, Friday, for a similar presentation. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to also like the information I'm sure that you're seeing throughout the last couple of weeks here at THG Network. Have yourselves a good day. I am Mervyn Henley.